Hello guys, Anirudh here, and welcome back to Technoverses. Today, we will be starting our Introduction to HTML and CSS course. One of the main reasons we decided to do this course is because loads of you just sent out shoutouts, emails, tweets, tons of stuff saying, we want to make a website. We saw your website. It's really good. Teach us how to do something like that. So I decided, why not? And then they also asked me if there was any alternative to installing any software because they didn't want to, but they wanted to code HTML. So what I decided to do is implement a code editor onto my website so it would help all those people who don't want to install software. So all you need to do is open your web browser, head on over to technoverses.tk, and this is our official website. It's our homepage. You can read through, do whatever you want. If you go into hardware, you'll see my previous tutorial about the Arduino. But right now, we're more focused into programming. So as of right now, I have HTML, CSS, Java, and Git editors. Now the thing is, I have the editor. I don't have the output box. I am coding that right now. I'm getting it worked through, but as of right now, it's not working. So what I would recommend for you to do is type all the code you need to type, copy paste it into like a text editing program, say on a Mac text edit or on Windows Notepad, save it as an HTML file. If you can't and it saves as an RTF file, all you need to do is RTF to HTML and go to this link, upload the file, and it will give you a link to download the exact same file as an HTML file, and then you could open that up and use that and do whatever else you need to do. So I just wanted to tell you guys that we do have a tool for any of you who don't want to install any software because of any reason. And yeah, so now that that's out of the way, let's start. So for this entire course, I'm going to be using a software called Apatana Studio 3. Now, the reason I'm using this is because I do Java programming and I'm very familiar with the Eclipse IDE. Now, for anybody else who does Java, you will really like Apatana Studio because it is literally the same exact thing as Eclipse. Now, Eclipse does Java and Apatana does HTML, CSS, and a bunch of other cool programming languages. So, a link to the download will be down in the description. It's there for Mac and Windows. It's a free software, so I don't see why you wouldn't want to use it. But once you open it up, I'm just going to close the start page. You'd go to File, New from Template, and this shows you all the coding templates they have. But since we're doing HTML, we're going to go to HTML, and as of right now, HTML5 is the latest HTML version. So I'm going to open HTML5, and it should load. Yeah. So now that this has loaded, it gives you a basic template for whatever your website could be about. So if I just hit save, it should give me the dialog. No? Okay, let's try this manually. I'm going to save as a local file system. I'm going to save this as tutorial on the desktop. I'm going to hit save and done. So now you could use that play, but you'd need to have Firefox installed. I do. It's just I don't know what's wrong with it. It just doesn't want to open up. So I'm just going to do this manually and open that up with Safari. Now sometimes it does glitch out like this and doesn't display the website, but usually that's because you don't really have a lot of code on your HTML file and it has nothing to display. So now what I would do if I were you is just delete all of this, so only the doc type HTML is over there. Then you want to put your opening tag HTML, close your opening tag, and it gives you one that's HTML and one that's /HTML. Now in HTML, a /HTML or slash whatever code means that the code is ending. So if you have paragraph and then /paragraph, the web browser knows this is the end of the paragraph. So whatever comes next should be displayed as something different from that paragraph. And without the slash means it's starting. So right now what we have written is start the HTML and end the HTML. So we will be using a lot of opening and closing tags in HTML because that's just how it works. But now all you need to do is open your tag again, put in head. Now, what the head is it's like sort of like a human body, right? So the main functions and features are in the head, and the rest of the body or the rest of the information is in the body. Same principle with HTML programming. The main links, navigation items, pictures, logos, everything goes into the head. And then all the information and all the text and videos and pictures go into the body. So now that that's cleared, in head, I'm going to put something called title. Now what the title basically is literally what it is. It's a title. Sometimes you may see it, sometimes you may not see it. It just depends on what version of HTML you're running and all sorts of different factors. But for this, I'm just going to name this tutorial. And then I am done with my head. I literally have nothing else to put in as of right now because I'm not going to put in any links or anything since I only have one page. Now under the head, I'm going to start a tag and I'm going to put body. Now this is where I'm going to type all the things I want on my website. So I'm going to open a paragraph and I'm going to type whatever I want. So this is a tutorial on HTML and CSS. Now, I basically have a web page that says this is a tutorial on HTML CSS on a blank white backdrop. But that is all that I've told it to do. So okay, sometimes this just does not like to work with me. Let's try opening it in Google Chrome. And as you can see, this is the exact file that I've opened, and it says, this is a tutorial in HTML and CSS. Now, this is very basic HTML. You can do a lot of complex things, but at the end of our series, you guys will know enough to make your own website, a very interactive website, and embed things and make all sorts of cool things like that. But right now, I recommend you guys to look at this format and just write down all the basic stuff that you want. So you can have as many paragraphs as you want. It doesn't really change anything. A paragraph is just like a line. So by a paragraph, if you don't put paragraphs, well, first you'll get an error. But if you click enter over there and continue writing all this text in that paragraph, it'll basically be a run-on sentence. It'll continue in the same paragraph. It won't actually click enter, and yeah, that'll literally what it's gonna do. But if you make multiple p tags, this is gonna be a different line, and that's gonna be a different line. So if I open Chrome right now, and as you can see, this is in a completely different line. But if I go into over there, delete that, copy, or cut actually, and enter, paste it right there, you will see that it is going to continue in the same paragraph, and it's not really going to edit like that. So if I reload, you can see that it just doesn't enter, even though on my code I have clicked enter. So I just recommend you to set out all the basic framework. So put in all the text you want, put in any questions you want, and put in like different titles at the top, right? So you want to make something like home, then put in home or P, and then home at the top. So later, when we refer back to it, we will be able to make that into a button and a clickable link to link us to a different site or a page in our website. So that is all for this video. If you like this tutorial, be sure to smash that like button, subscribe, share the video, embed it on your website, do whatever you want. But until then, have fun coding and see you guys later.